Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Future Stars live on Hidayat TV. I'm your host Hassan Shah, and today we're on our last episode of this series of talking about the akhlaq aspect and some of these theories on how to live a halal life in a akhlaq context. So before we continue, I'd like to introduce our guests.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, so thank you for that introduction. So just to tell everyone that we've been going over the concepts, some concepts in akhlaq to do with living a halal life. We're going over this just because we're all at home really now, and we need some ideas, and some knowledge about things that we should be doing in this world, and this is a really good time to think about those things that we should establish and think about and we should get a hold of. So we've talked about a lot of concepts this series, haven't we? We'll start off with let's start off with Mohsin, and just give a rundown of some of these topics that we've covered.
So we went through living in a halal livelihood, service to humanity, care for the environment, and then being just, and then there's keeping secrets safe, telling the truth, and then Ihsan and Shukr, and then the one that we did last week, Qada-i Hasana.
Okay, so what are some of the important aspects of these things? Why have we talked about them? What do these topics themselves? What did we talk about in these topics? Just as I want both of you to just give some ideas of each of those topics that we talked about.
We mentioned earning a halal livelihood, which was like not cheating people out their own money and not like, if it's not yours, to give it back. And we also mentioned like the careful environment, which is looking after the world that Allah gave to us. He gifted to us, He created it, so we need to look after it. And we mentioned being just, which kind of linked in with the like telling the truth and being honest and like not lying. And the main thing for it all was the reminder of one evil sin leads on to another. And so to stop that from happening, just try and prevent yourself from starting off and doing one evil sin.
So there's this idea that we brought off about sins and how even though you're doing minor ones, the accumulation of these can lead you on to do more worse things in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Mohsin, can you tell us one of these topics which you didn't know much about, and something that you learned totally new, and something that you're actually going to do now because of what we went through? How are you going to now implement this new information? And I want the people at home as well to think about this, to like what we're doing now, to stop have a summary about what we went through and some of the important topics that we went through, and how now we can put this into our lives. So Mohsin, you go first.
Okay. I think for me, chapter 11. So the service to humanity. There's a couple of things in here that I didn't know about. For example, there's one that the Prophet, something that the Prophet said: one who does not take interest in the affairs of Muslims is not a Muslim, and call that person to is not a Muslim who hears a Muslim calling for help and does not respond to his call. Saying that if you hear a Muslim calling for help and you don't help him, it's as if you're not a Muslim as well. And if you do not take interest in the affairs of other Muslims as well, it's also like you're not a Muslim.
That's one important thing that we've talked about here. And Misbah, can you tell us why this certain topic, is one important in today's world, the service to humanity, and what Mohsin just mentioned.
Because of people now, they've like led away from doing the right thing. So with the service to humanity, it's like it's doing the like basic things to help other people, and by not listening to that call like many people do now, you're leading other people into like danger, could be, or it could just like it really hurt them. So like especially now in today's like life, people like there's a lot of people that does this, and they don't really think of others and what it could do to others, and they just like don't listen to the help, they don't help them, and lead other people down a very dangerous path.
Yeah, so that is one aspect. Yeah, Mohsin, why in particular did you choose that one? We've mentioned one thing. You already chose it because that was a new aspect that you learned. Is there something about that topic that in today's world that you might relate it with, or something?
It's because in today's world, rather than back then, the main difference is people have grown more selfish rather than looking after others. When back then, yeah, you would have some selfish people, but they might not have been as selfish as people are today. So if we try to if we try to talk about this a little bit more, then hopefully people will become less selfish and more open to help other people.
Okay, that is also one aspect. Yeah, there's one other big thing. Yeah, about this the idea that we talked about in the service of humanity. Yeah, service to humanity as well. Yeah, there's one aspect that we touched on a bit, and Mohsin they sort of alluded to that as well. Yeah, do any of you know what aspect I'm talking about here? Anyone have any idea? Well, the idea, yeah, that we touched a little bit about, and which is one of the which we talked a little bit about in that topic, which is one important thing in today's world, which is unity, and especially not only the unity of humanity, but also stronger ties between ourselves as Muslims, yeah, and how we should grow and work together and help each other, yeah. So that was a big thing that we need to try to spread and tell more people about, yeah, and which we need to implement in our lives as well, yeah. So that is one good topic there that Mohsin picked up from those many important ones there. So now going over to Misbah. So Misbah, what was, same question like Mohsin's, what was your out of all these topics that you didn't know much about, yeah, and now that you've really now that you know about it, what are you going to do now to implement this, and how are you going to do this, and explain to the people at home as well?
There was the like keeping secrets safe. I didn't know much about that. I just thought that like you should speak out, and if there's something that you're holding back, you should always tell the truth. But with some secrets, if you do lead them out, it could mean that other people will get in trouble, and or they just feel betrayal and they'll be really hurt by it, and it could like ruin the friendship between others. And so now that I've known that there's like more like things you can keep to yourself and can like help other people by keeping it to yourself, with those important things in mind, I like next time be more careful with it and not slip it out and tell everyone.
Okay, so the one idea that Misbah's talked about is then the idea that we talked about in akhlaq with keeping secrets safe. There's some things, yeah, which we shouldn't. If someone has come to us in secret, yeah, and asked for advice or told us something that they don't want anyone else to know, yeah, that is something that doesn't hurt anyone else. Yeah, it's not gonna hurt anyone else, or it's not gonna do any harm to anyone else. But if this secret Yeah, if this secret, so it's a secret, so it's not gonna harm anyone. It's not gonna hurt anyone. It's not gonna get them in big trouble. Um, so it's not something that which is illegal. Yeah. So these things, excluding these things. So, but if it's not those things, and now someone has come to you with a secret, yeah, and which something, if anyone else knew, yeah, that they would be embarrassed and hurt by it, yeah, if anyone else knew. Yeah, they've come to you and they've told you something in confidence that we talked about. Mostly, do you know any of the examples that we gave in that episode talking about keeping secrets?
So Zahid, he was a class student. He cheated on an exam, I think, and then he told his friend about it, and his friend told the teacher what he did, and then
Yeah.
the boys in his classroom
He
mocked
never
him.
told. He never told his teachers, did he?
Yeah,
He did something
teacher.
else.
No, just the classmates, the rest of the
Yeah,
people
yeah,
in the
his
class.
friends. Yeah. So he told those. He told all the friends he would hang around with. Yeah. And that led him to be really embarrassed, didn't it? Yeah, because he didn't want anyone else to know it. It was only between him and the teacher. And now, because he told his friend this secret, yeah, and his friend has now betrayed his trust. Now he's feeling really hurt. Yeah, and he doesn't want to. He wouldn't be feeling comfortable in that situation. Yeah, which we shouldn't be trying to do to people. Yeah, so that is another aspect. Yeah, that is really important, and ones that we've talked about as well. Yeah. So obviously now this is a question to the people at home. Yeah. What is now one of your topics that you've tuned in and listened to, and now you probably didn't know about? Yeah. So I want you now to think about that, and now how you're gonna implement that into your own life. Yeah, and hopefully we can, through this, we've taken in this knowledge and we're gonna test that knowledge today. Yeah, hopefully for you guys, especially, and the people at home as well, who can try and answer these questions with. Yeah. So hopefully we can gather this knowledge and collect it. Yeah, and implement it now in these times where we're at home, we're not doing much. Yeah. And this is a time that we can transform ourselves to make ourselves really better in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah? Make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala proud of us. Yeah? So hopefully we are able to do this, and let's get on to the questions. Okay. So I'm gonna try to keep a tally or whatever of the points of you lot. Yeah? So we have Misbah and Mohsin. Okay. So just to remind everyone, yeah, Misbah, can you list out all of the topics that we've talked about in this series?
We talked about earning a halal livelihood, caring for the environment, care for the humanity, like service to humanity, ihsan and shukr, being just, keeping secret safe, telling the truth, and qadar hasanas.
Yep. Did you mention care of for the environment?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And we've also mentioned as well music and its effects as well. Yeah, we've talked a little bit about on that as well. Yeah, and we've also talked about leading a moral life. Yeah. So if I randomly go on one of these topics, yeah, and these of these questions. So actually, let's do something. Oh, so we've actually got a tally on the screen now. If you lot people at home can see this, yeah. So, okay. So let's. I was going to do a system of randomization. Okay, but we'll try something else. We'll try something else. 1 second, if I can get all these topics listed up, that'd be better. Okay. How can we decide? What we're gonna do? So we have these list of topics here. Yeah. Mohsin and Misbah, you should. We need to figure something out. So we are able to decide which one of you two are going to choose our first topic. So which way? What way can we do it? Yeah, we can have 3 rounds. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it like that. Yeah. Maybe we have 3 rounds. So how are we going to decide who chooses a topic first? So think between yourselves. So which way we could do some kind of rock paper scissors if you want, something like that, which some random system for you to choose. Yeah. Okay. Do any of you have paper on you?
No. Well, I've got
paper.
some paper near me, but no.
Okay. So I want you. So
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah. Okay. I want you to write on that paper either rock, paper, or scissors. Okay.
I don't have a paper.
You don't have
No.
anything.
You can like say you want to add then.
A pen with you.
No, I don't have a pen. I can just think it in my head, and then after, then I can do it
Okay.
at the same time.
All right. Okay. Make sure you okay. So actually, we'll make Mohsin say it first. So hopefully, so he doesn't cheat. Yeah. So Misbah, I want you to write your thing down now, and Mohsin, I want you to think and don't say anything. So write what you. Have you written it down?
Wait, hang on.
Mohsin, have you thought of yours?
This is rock paper scissors, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've
No,
thought of mine.
don't say anything. Don't say anything. But have you thought of
I know. I'm just saying I've thought of it. Yeah.
Okay. So, obviously, just for the people at home, you most definitely know about rock paper scissors, but I'll explain it anyway. So, rock beats what?
Scissors.
Scissors. Okay, and scissors, what does that beat?
Paper.
Paper.
Paper, yeah.
And what does paper beat?
Rock.
Rock.
Yeah. Okay. So now we've established that for the people at home. If for some reason they didn't know it, yeah. Misbah, have you written yours down?
Yeah.
Okay. Mohsin, you got yours in the head? In your head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, Mohsin, what is your which tool do you want to use?
I'm using scissors.
Okay. Misbah, what have you went for?
Because you have a lot of paper.
Okay, so she's going with paper. So it's Mohsin who's choosing the topic. So Mohsin, I'll just go over all the topics, yeah, and then you can decide which one you want to use. Okay. So
Yeah.
we have earning a halal livelihood, yeah, music and its effects, yeah, leading a moral life, service to humanity, care for the environment, being just adil, keeping secrets safe, telling the truth, ihsan and shukr, yeah, or the loan features that we talked about in the last episode.
Okay. I think I've got it. I'm gonna choose telling the truth.
Telling the truth. Okay, let me just get those. Telling the truth, which is chapter 15. Okay, which we've talked about in this series. Yeah. How many episodes was that ago? Do you guys remember?
It was about
it wasn't last week.
About 3 or 2.
So it's been quite a long time since we've talked about that. Yeah. So hopefully you're able to answer some of these questions. Okay. Chapter. Okay. Okay, we have some questions. So this is the first round. Yeah. We need so should we go through all the questions and then you or actually Mohsin doesn't have a pen or paper, so he can't write it down anyway. So
I could write it down
It
We
might
in
be a delay.
notes.
do it like how we did with the rock paper scissors, maybe. Like
We could,
I
but
could.
I think we should just you lot just make a sound or put your okay. So the first one to put their hand up, yeah. Hopefully the delay is big enough that we're able to tell, yeah. But the first one to put their hand up and will be the person to answer the question. Okay.
Okay.
So the first one is truth or false, yeah, which should be pretty easy. Okay, this is on the topic of truthfulness, yeah, which Mohsin has chosen for us. So hopefully the people at home are able to join in with us as well. See if you can get more than Mohsin and Misbah, yeah. Okay, so it is fine to tell a lie if no one is likely to find out. Okay, so I saw Misbah put the hand up first. So
false.
it is false, so Misbah gets a point there. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2. Small lies such as I forgot my homework are excusable. I saw Mohsin put his hand up there. Okay?
Oh.
False.
Obviously false. Okay, so question 3. People who start to lie may continue doing so and it can become a habit. Yeah, Mohsin?
True.
Okay, yes, it's true. Number 4, according to our prophet, peace be upon him, a liar is a hypocrite. Misbah?
That's true.
It's true. Yeah. 5, the hadith of the Holy Prophet ﷺ has explained to us that lying pushes our acquaintances away from us. Mohsin put his hand up fully there, so we'll go with Mohsin.
True.
That is true. Yeah, and an important idea that we talked about is that once we start lying and this habit really gets exposed, yeah, to other people, and people will obviously start realizing at one point, our friends won't like it. Our friends wouldn't want to hang around with us anymore. Yeah, and we wouldn't be able to talk about stuff because they always feel like that person might be lying. Yeah, okay. So, number 6, to lead a moral life, you must refrain from lying. Misbah?
True.
True. Yeah? 7, one evil leads to another. Misbah?
True.
Yes? Number 8, if you lie to a non-Muslim, then it is okay. Mohsin?
False.
Yes, it is false. Obviously, it's false. Yeah? And then the next part of this round is short answer questions, okay? So now you got to give a short answer to answer the question, okay? Okay. Number 9. Suppose your mother asks if your homework is done. You are playing a game, you know it is almost done, and you intend to finish it right after the game. You say yes. Why is even this small lie, discouraged in Islam? I saw Mohsin put his hand up fully there. So Mohsin, if you can give us the explanation.
It's because that regardless of whether he's going to do it or not, he still lied about him having completed the work.
Okay. And now, for these short answer questions, I will tell the other person, yeah, to give their answer as well, yeah. And if their answer is better, yeah, I'll give the point to them, yeah. So, Misbah, what was your answer there?
My answer would have been yes, it was just a small lie, but like we said, one evil thing leads on to another, so that lie will build up, and also you're still misleading your mother, so your mother will still think you have completed the work when you actually haven't, and you're still
Yeah. So, Mohsin, even though you had the chance to go there first, the point was taken away from you there by Misbah, yeah? And she's given the better answer there, unfortunately, okay? Yeah? So the idea that you needed to talk about, yeah, to get the point for this question is that the idea that sins, minor sins, yeah, can accumulate and lead to major sins, yeah? And the idea of cheating someone when you lie to them, and obviously this is a big one because you're cheating your mother as well, yeah. And think about the implications that we've talked about when talking about parents, yeah, before, yeah. So you're cheating your mother in this way. I'm just gonna get my charger and plug it in. Okay. So the last question of this round, yeah. So, in the story above, what would you have done if you were Reina? Yeah? How do you think Julia felt when she found out she had been lied to? Write 3 or 4 adjectives that would describe the feeling. Okay, so this is a more obscure one. So, do you not remember the story?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, so can one of you tell us what this story was?
The story was about Elena, I think her name was. She would she wouldn't wear a scarf because she was in middle school, but then as she had to go to like high school, she said to her mother she would wear a scarf, but she told a lie to her friend Julia saying that only weird Muslims wear a scarf, and so she thought that she thought that um that that the lie was fine because she wasn't going to be going to that school anymore, so she'd go to an Islamic school, so she wouldn't actually like she wouldn't be wearing the scarf there and they wouldn't be able to see her. But the Islamic school was filled up, so she would have to go back there and wear a scarf. So in a way to like not make herself look stupid, she would wear a scarf, and on the way to school, because she would walk to school, she would take it off, and then just before she got into school, so her mother would think she's wearing a scarf, and her friend would think that she wasn't wearing a scarf. And then one day when she was walking to school, her friend caught her taking a scarf off at the normal place she would take a scarf off, and felt like betrayed and didn't want to be a friend anymore.
Yeah, yeah. So that was a story that we talked about in this chapter. Yeah. Okay. So to answer the question, yeah. So you don't really need to put your hands up for this. So whoever has the best answer, yeah, we'll go with them. Yeah. So who would like to go first for this question? Anyone?
Me.
Okay. So Mohsin, I'll just ask the question. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the story above, what would you have done if you were in their situation? How do you think Julia, the friend of the girl who lied, felt when she had been found out she had been lied to? So go ahead.
So firstly, what I would have done is, before I would even say anything about the scarf, I would first, if she asks why are people wearing the scarf, then I'll simply say the reason why. I wouldn't say that people are weird just because they wear it. Secondly, if then I would say then how she's feeling. I would say that she's feeling betrayed because she's been lied to, and number two, she might have trust issues now because of her own friend again lying to her. And so now she feels betrayed, trust issues, and now she feel what's the other one? I had a word but I forgot it. She feels, oh, I forgot the word. She feels like she's untrustworthy now.
Yeah. Okay. So that was Mohsin's answer. Yeah. So Misbah, what is your answer?
If I was in a situation where I was found out, I would try to explain to the fact that I thought that if I was to say that lie, no, if I was to say that if I was to wear a scarf in front of her and I would look stupid because of this lie I said, and I only said that lie because I didn't want to feel stupid in like before then, and that I would try to explain like reason with her why I did it, and then for the three adjectives I was saying betrayed, like Mohsin said, because someone who's so close to me has lied to me and gone through all this trouble to lie to me, and then worried at the fact that maybe other people, they might be lying to me too, and thinking, wait, so if the person easily lied to me, why other people have been doing that? And I would feel like just like sad and hurt at the fact that that has happened, like upset.
Okay, so after thinking about that, I feel like I'm gonna give the point to Mohsin there, yeah, just because Misbah, you talked a little bit off the question when it was about you didn't talk about before the lie, yeah, how you would change and how what you would have done, yeah. Mohsin did talk about that, so I'm gonna give the point to Mohsin. So we're still at the end of that first round, yeah, at the end of that first round, Mohsin, you've got 5 points, and Misbah, you've also got 5 points as well. Let's hopefully the people at home as well, they've got 5 points as well. So let's hope for that. Okay. So now, Misbah, I want you to write either rock, paper, or scissors on another piece of paper. Mohsin, think of
Okay.
of one. Okay. So
Okay.
I'll go back to all the topics. Have you got what you're putting?
Yeah, I've got mine. Misha, have you got yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Mohsin, would you like to tell us what your choice is?
Rock.
And Miss, what have you went with?
Rock.
Okay. Okay. So
You have to beat.
quickly, 3. Okay. After I say 3, 2, 1, both of you say what you're choosing. 3,
I'll
2,
say it. I'll write it
1.
down. Scissors.
Scissors.
Same thing again. 3, 2, 1.
Rock.
Rock.
Why are you choosing the same thing all the time? Okay, another another one. 3, 2, 1.
Paper.
Scissors.
Okay, so Mr. One,
She told after
Mr.
me.
One, that, yeah. So for the
No, I
second
didn't.
round, so for the second round, Mr. What are you choosing? So truthfulness is now out of the question. So we've got earning a halal livelihood, music and its effects, leading a moral life, service to humanity, care for the environment, being just, keeping secrets safe, ihsan and shukr, and the topic that we covered last week's on loans.
I think I'm gonna choose being just.
You choose
Being
being
just.
just odd. Okay, so can any of you tell the people at home what did we talk about in that topic while I'm bringing it up, the questions?
So, what we talked about was we talked about many examples of being just. There was this one story about the imam. He was being a guest in somebody's house, and then the guest told him, "Could you be the judge for their little dispute?" He said no, because if he was going to be a guest in their house, then that would make it more like of a. It would be more one-sided rather than equal, because he's a guest in their house, so therefore he cannot decide. He cannot decide between the two parties dispute.
Yeah. Okay. So that's just one of the things that we talked about in this and in that show. Yeah. Okay. So the first aspect of this one is a fill in the blanks. So the first one to put their hand up will be able to put their answer in. Yeah. So fill in the blanks. Number 1, the basic principle of Islam is that all human beings are created blank.
Uh,
You just put your hand up when you got that. When you've got
can you
the
repeat
answer.
it again? Can you repeat
Okay.
it?
Number one, the basic principle of Islam is that all human beings are created. And then you got to fill in.
Created the same.
Did I see a hand?
No.
But you got to put your hand up. Come on, you might have said the right answer, but you haven't put your hand up. So Mohsin there quick put his hand up there. Okay. So, Mohsin?
The same. Is that the answer?
Yeah, the same or equal. Yeah, the equal was the word that we were looking for. So Mohsin will give you that point there. Okay. Number two. Yeah, we must blank when making a decision that affects other people. Mohsin?
We must be just.
Yeah, be just or be fair. So another point there goes to Mohsin. Okay? So number three, justice starts with your own blank.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry. I was looking at. Oh, I never realized. Did any of you lot see who put their hand up first?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure
Okay, so
either.
I'm getting
Shall we
told
do it
that
again?
Mohsin put his hand up first. I'm getting told that Mohsin put his hand up first. So Mohsin?
So justice starts with your own self.
Yes, absolutely right. Number four, Imam Ali alayhi salam has said, the most just man will do blank upon blank. Mohsin?
The most just man will do justice upon himself. Is that it?
Is he looking?
No,
Wait.
I don't.
Well, he hasn't finished it. He hasn't. So,
No, I
Miss
haven't
Bay, if
finished
you
it.
would like to put your hand up and answer the question.
Can you repeat it?
Okay. Imam Ali alayhi salam has said, the most just man will do blank upon blank. So these multiple words here. So whoever gets the closest will get the point. So Misbah?
Is it the most just man will do justice upon himself?
And the next part was up.
Without anybody else to touch him, is that?
Yeah. So Misbah got that. Misbah got that first. Misbah got that first. She was the closest to the answer first. Yeah. I've just seen it. Yeah. Yeah.
Got a point.
Okay. So Misbah gets that point there. Okay. So next question. Now this is either A, B, or C. Yeah. Jafar is in the 8th. He has made a small group of friends whom he gets along with really well. However, his friends always pick on a short boy in the class that's not in their group. Jafar feels uncomfortable because that boy is actually quite a nice person. What should Jafar do? A. Join his friends, otherwise they'll think he's a wimp. B. Ask his friends to stop teasing the boy because it doesn't seem right. C. Let his friend tease the boy, but do not do it himself. Mohsin?
B.
Yeah, B is the right answer. Ask his friends to stop teasing the boy because it doesn't seem right. Okay. Okay. Hannah and Sanna are sisters. Sanna has two best friends for 3 years with Zoha, but has now found a new best friend. When Zoha comes over, Sanna ignores her and is mean to her, thus hurting her feelings. Hannah sides with her sister and does the same thing. What should have Hannah done? that would have been more Islamic? A. Should she should have ignored everyone and made her own friends. B. She should have been nicer to her sister's new friend. C. She should have treated Doha the same way she did before. Misbah?
C.
Yeah, C is the right answer. Yeah? Okay. Okay. So, let me see the next question. Okay. Okay. Misbah and Mohsin are friends. Misbah gets into an argument with a girl at the Sunday school that they go to. She uses bad language and insults this girl. The argument escalates, so they have to go to the principal's office. Mohsin knows that Misbah was rude, but she supports her because he's a good friend, and tells the principal that Misbah has done nothing wrong. Did Mohsin do the right thing? A. No, because not only was she unjust to the other girl, he lied to save his friend. Okay. B. Yes, because Misbah was her friend, and it was Mohsin's duty to support her. C. Yes, because she didn't know the other girl, so how could she side with her? Mohsin?
A.
Yes, A was the correct answer. Yeah? Okay. Number 8. Kulthum's little brother takes part in a school poster coloring contest. She is asked to be a judge in the competition since she is a frequent volunteer for school events. Kulthum knows how hard her brother has worked and how eager he is to win. She doesn't think she will like any posters better than her brother's. What would be the fairest thing for her to do? A. She should ask someone else to make the decision because she thinks she may be biased in her opinion. B. She should make sure she does judge because that way she can vote for her hard-working, eager brother and increase his chances of winning. C. She should ask another friend who actually favors her brother to judge in her place. Misbah?
A.
Yeah, A is the right answer. Yeah? Okay, now some short answer questions, so whoever gives the best answer gets the point. Explain what is meant by the Quran when it suggests that for justice you should go against your parents and your family. So, who would like to go first? Okay, Misbah, you can go first.
That it means that if your parents, if you know that their side of the argument is wrong and what they're doing is wrong, that you shouldn't side with them just because they're your parents. Treat them how you would treat any other person in that situation, and if the other person is correct and your parents aren't in that dispute, then side with the other person.
Okay, now Mohsin, your answer?
My answer is similar to Misbah's. So you should stand firmly towards justice. You can't be biased, even if they're your family or even if you yourself is wrong. You still have to stand up for justice. So, regardless of what your opinion, regardless of what you feel, you still have to do what's right instead of wrong.
Okay, so for that question, I'm going to I think Mohsin gave the better answer there. Yeah. Also, you lot need to remember, yeah, that okay. So I'll just tell you what I would have given you the points for. Yeah, is that you should go against your parents or your family This is the stance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala towards justice and how important justice is. Yeah? That even if you see people close to you do injustice, that you go against that. Yeah? But there was a feature that you lot missed out, is that there's a way of doing it, especially with your parents or your family. Yeah? There's a way, really with your mom and dad, there's a really respectful way that you should do it. Yeah, that's the protocol that you should do it by respect. Yeah, so that's what I would have given the points for. Yeah, so do you want to? I don't think we have time for another round. Yeah, so I think this will be the last question. Yeah, so number 10 is another short answer question. What, according to the Quran, is the similarity between being pious and being just? So, just a couple seconds for you to think of the answer, and Mohsin,
Similarity.
you would go. You're going first. Yeah. According to the Quran, what according to the Quran is the similarity between being pious and being just?
Is it that a pious man, he wouldn't do something that's wrong, otherwise then that wouldn't make him pious. So he would have to be just upon himself and upon other people. So because he's pious, basically. I'm not sure.
So, Mohsin, can you summarize your argument there? Okay, so, what did you say so I can actually remember?
Okay,
When
a pious man can't be considered pious if he's doing injustice actions. Therefore, he must be just to be pious.
Okay, Misbah?
So piety and being just, the similarity is that to be pious is to like bring yourself closer to Allah, to be good, to do everything and devote yourself to Allah. And with being just, that links into it, because if you don't be just upon yourself and upon others and do the right thing, how can you be pious, like Mohsin said, and like how can you get yourself close to Allah if you're still having faults like inciting other people?
So those are really good answers. Not necessarily what I was looking for, those which I'll explain to you now. Yeah, the answer that I did like those both answers, but the answer that I was looking for, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that being pious, being just and being pious, they both gain the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah? O you who believe, stand firmly for God as witness to fair dealings, and let not hatred of others make you swerve to wrong and depart from justice. Be just, that is next to piety, and fear God, for God is well acquainted with what you do. Yeah? So the idea that the similarity is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts these in the same level. Yeah? So I'm going to both give you a point for that answer. So at the end of our quiz, unfortunately we couldn't do more than 2 rounds. Yeah, because maybe Misbah would have come back, but at the end of that, Mohsin has won. Yeah, with 11 points in total, and Misbah have come second with 8 points in total. And hopefully you lot at home, with tallying up your answers, hopefully you were able to achieve more than these. Yeah, but just remember, you're all winners because we've learned a lot from this topic. Yeah, we've learned how to implement these important features into our lives so we can get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and live a halal life. So thank you for joining me on today's episode. We'll see you next week, same time, same place on Hidayat TV. But until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.